starry skies. I see Andromeda winking at me, and remember the look in your eyes when we stood on the shoreline a few weeks ago. The words wouldn't come, but the teardrops, they flow their goodbyes. Sail away, sail away. Sail away, sail away. All that I ask is that one day you sail home to me.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at the sources around the English acoustic folk band, Tapestry.
Right.
And the mission here seems, well, pretty clear right from the start. We've got to figure out how they deliver on what is an incredibly ambitious self-description.
It's a fascinating creative challenge they've set for themselves. You know, they call themselves contemporary folk, which is already a pretty broad church.
It is.
But then they go and define their sound by citing three hugely diverse influences.
Exactly. They say their music blends the harmonies of California soft rock,
Right.
specifically the Eagles,
Right, the Eagles.
with this sort of ethereal, mood-driven sound of Clannad.
Celtic soundscapes, yeah.
And then, as if that wasn't enough, they say it have the lyrical depth and storytelling of Joni Mitchell and John Denver.
Okay, let's unpack this, because that combination is a real tightrope walk.
It has to be.
You've got 70s American rock production, 80s Irish traditional ambience, and then it's all filtered through this acoustic folk poetry.
So the question is cohesion, right? How do these things actually coalesce into what they call a unique brand of musical art without just falling apart?
That's the core question. And their whole identity, since they formed back in 2009, has been built on this promise. Imaginative storytelling, beautiful melodies, stunning vocals.
And breathtaking musicianship, which you'd need, I suppose.
You absolutely would. So let's start with the foundation. For them, it all begins with the written word,
They prioritize writing their own stories and then setting them to music.
which explains why their formation wasn't just, a simple meeting. They actually describe it as the epitome of musical synergy.
Synergy is a strong word. What does that actually mean musically? I mean, beyond the fact that the founders, Jane and Steve Garrity, met in a theater in Manchester in 2009 and got married a few years later.
Well, I think it's the convergence of the two very distinct skill sets that you would need to pull off this blend. The synergy isn't just their personal chemistry. It's the solution to the musical puzzle they set themselves. To get those complex, layered Eagles vocals into a sparse Clannad-style arrangement.
You need both the technical skill and the narrative structure to hold it together.
Exactly. One person probably couldn't manage it without sacrificing something. So if Tapestry is the product, we need to look at the individual threads. Let's start with Jane Garrity.
The vocalist and fingerstyle guitarist.
Her story starts in Northwich, in Cheshire, and you can see a really clear progression of her influences.
And a very early start. She was writing her own music from the age of 11.
At 11! And she wasn't waiting for permission to play it either.
No, her first gig was at just 14.
At 14, playing rhythm guitar in a band called The Void at Northwich Memorial Hall.
The Void. That doesn't sound very contemporary folk, does it?
Not at all. It signals a completely different starting point. And her influences back then reflect that.
We're talking Joni Mitchell, Stevie Nicks, Judy Suk.
Powerful, complex female voices from the rock and singer-songwriter worlds. That explains the Joni Mitchell comparison, the need for that demanding vocal technique.
But then something shifts.
It does. This is where you see the path to the Clannad sound opening up. Her later influences are much more ethereal.
And Enya, Clannad, Vanessa Carlton, James Taylor.
Right. It shows an artist who is actively trying to soften her sound, to broaden it, to add atmosphere to that core style she started with.
And that versatility is really the engine of the band's sound.
It's the technical anchor. Jane is described as an adept fingerstyle guitarist, which is vital if you're trying to create rhythmic density in an acoustic setting.
And her voice.
And her voice, an incredible range, which lets her handle those complex Eagles harmonies, but also float over a more ambient Celtic track.
So if Jane provides the technical and vocal power, let's turn to Steve Garrity.
The multi-instrumentalist and writer from Leigh in Lancashire.
He provides the literary backbone.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. It explains why they put storytelling first. In the early 1980s, Steve wasn't just a musician. He was writing poetry, plays, sketches.
For theater and BBC radio.
Exactly. He was immersed in crafting structured narratives, dialogue.
But he did have the folk performance roots. He was in the Bolton Tattlers in the 80s on guitar and banjo.
A very traditional grounding, yes. And then in the 90s, he adds the mandolin to his arsenal with an Irish band, Ballymacmanaman.
So he's deep in the UK and Irish folk scenes.
He is. But what's fascinating here is that while he's doing all that, his creative compass is pointing somewhere else entirely.
Across the Atlantic.
Precisely. His private listening, the music he wanted to be writing, was John Denver, James Taylor, Carole King, Nancy Griffith.
All North American. That refined, intricate acoustic storytelling, that confirms the John Denver connection right there.
His heart was always with that style, even when his bands were playing more traditional stuff.
And you can see him trying to make it happen, can't you? Before he met Jane.
You can. The sources say he was playing guitar for musical theater and had to borrow vocal soloists to perform his own songs.
He's a writer looking for his voice.
Desperately. A writer with these carefully structured narratives, just waiting for the right, consistent voice to embody them.
And that search ends in 2009 in that theater. The synergy was complete.
The writer found the vocalist with the skill to execute his vision across all those different genres.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Now that we understand the ingredients, let's look at what they've actually produced.
They have 3 albums out, and the order they released them in tells its own story.
Their debut was Once Upon A String,
which was pure, 100% original music, a complete statement of purpose. It had to be, really. They had to prove this unique blend wasn't just an idea.
Okay, so then the follow-up, Watercolor Clouds, shifts a bit. It has original work, but also some acoustic covers.
Which suggests they're using familiar songs as a bridge for the listener.
A way in.
A way in, exactly. If you can successfully interpret, say, a James Taylor song, it earns you the credibility to introduce your own story in a similar style. It's a smart move to affirm their genre blending.
And then there's a third one, John O'Dreams.
Which is a compilation, and it's all traditional English and Irish folk. It even features another vocalist, John Green.
Why do that?
I think that album is their grounding rod. It proves they're still rooted in the tradition, which you have to be if you're going to call yourselves contemporary folk. It shows respect for where they came from, even as their own work pushes the boundaries.
And they're not sobbing, they're writing and recording right now.
For album number 3 of original music, it's going to be titled The Pilgrim and the Poet.
That title couldn't be more on the nose, could it?
Not really. It just reinforces everything. The journey, the narrative, the literary focus. It shows the mission hasn't changed. For you, the listener, all their albums are available. The CDs are priced from £10 to £12.
And digital is an option, too.
Yes, digital albums are £7.99, and you can get single tracks for £1. And of course, they are available for bookings. We can put the contact info, the email and phone number up for you.
So what does this all mean when you boil it down?
It means Tapestry is a band dedicated to producing this beautifully inspired music. Their history shows a clear, deliberate path. You have the merging of 2 very different musical histories.
One from 70s rock vocal power and ethereal experimentation.
And the other anchored in playwriting and the American acoustic literary tradition. They've used that to create a genuinely synthesized contemporary folk sound.
They've managed to bridge the UK and North American styles.
They have. They keep that intimate, detailed arrangement of a John Denver song, but they can also deploy those big, expansive soundscapes you associate with a band like Clanad. It's complexity, but with clarity.
So ultimately, the unique quality of Tapestry is that marriage.
Right.
The theatrical writer finding the versatile voice.
Precisely. And as you think about how all these deep, often dramatic influences shape their work, here's a final provocative thought for you to explore.
Go on.
Given Jane's first band was called The Void, a name just steeped in rock drama, and Steve's background writing structured plays for BBC Radio.
Right.
Consider how those theatrical structures might still subtly inform their music today. The storytelling, of course, but even the emotional arc of their songs. Does Tapestry structure their music like miniature one-act plays? That's the next level of exploration for you.
Took a walk through Glasgow by the River Clyde. Thought I'd find a friend of mine meeting by the waterside. Guess I took a wrong turn down the governed road. Just me and my dog trying to find a way home. Well, my life is not so bad when I look and see, 'cause there's a million lonely people just like me, 'cause we're all lost and we're trying to find a way home. Yeah, we're all lost and we're trying to find a way home. Found myself in a tunnel under the river Clyde. It sure was a lonely place, looked like someone had died. And I got to thinking, hey, I should not be here, just me and my dog running for fear. Well, my life is not so bad when I look and see, 'cause there's a million lonely people just like me, 'cause we're all lost and we're trying to find a way home. 'Cause we're all lost and we're trying to find a way home. Yeah, 'cause we're all lost and we're trying to find a way home, where love resides, home where peace abides. Peace just like a river, like the waves of the sea. Yeah, that's what they call home, is good enough for